Alright, the level 52 Scholar quest is given to us by Surito Carito. The first Scholar quest given to us by somebody other than Alk Zolka. He is to the west of Camp Bronze Lake, a Tonberry dude. Ex-scholar, or still scholar, but a Tonberry scholar, whatever, I don't know. Here we go. We have divined the location of the Grand Keystone, my friend. It lies in the ruins to the east. The credit for the find truly lies with Alk Zolka. His knowledge of Nim is impressive. It was not long into our discussion of the stone's whereabouts that we were able to piece together where it must be. As you can imagine, he could not contain his curiosity. Even now he is combing through the ruins. Please see that he comes to no harm. We often left guardians to watch our most precious assets. I told Alka Zolka this, but he firmly believes the enchantments have worn thin. I am less sure. Be careful when you take the Grand Keystone. So we gotta fly. Wait, no, it's this way. Okay. We go east. I thought I had to fly across the lake, Bronze Lake, but nope. You know what's interesting? I could, if I wanted to. I've been making a bunch of videos for crafting recipes for all of the crafters except for Culinarian. I have made Culinarian crafting videos, but they were all solo because I was leveling Culinarian by itself with just Botany and Fisher to supply materials for it. Which is, for the most part, that's all I needed. Sometimes I needed like a thing you can make with alchemy, like Natron, but I could just be doing leave meets and then spending the gil that I have, which is plenty of gil, to buy appropriate gear. It wouldn't be HQ'd. Yeah, anyway, no, it's unimportant. Okay, here's Alka Zolka. Next to this kind of I don't know. It's not a pillar. It's I don't know. Anyway. Mercy, you have arrived in time. I believe our our prize is just yonder, and I trust Surito Carito mentioned the guardians. I have my doubts they still guard our prize, but better safe than sorry. Should any awaken to our presence, we will reduce them to rubble. There's a keystone that we'll click on, but it's like a level capped event, capped at 54. We are currently 52. I'm not worried. Cutscene, by the way. Keep your wits about you, Mercy. We panic at the rumbles. There is a golem made of stone with green glowing eyes. A guardian. Well, we have dug up much of Nim's past. Mayhap it's time we put a piece of it to rest. Okay. Cutscene fades and we go fighty fight. I think the soul crystal is probably what we need to target first. I shall draw its ire. Pray attend to me, Mercy. Yeah, he's attacking the crystal. I'm attacking the crystal. It's not yet. Now, while it's paralyzed, keep attacking. Destroyed soulstone. It cannot move if you do. I've burnt all of my ether flow on energy drains. Okay, soul crystal's back up. I don't think there's a point in putting a dot on the crystal. I think it dies too quickly. And of course, my fairy is not healing Alka. That's my responsibility. I would love to keep attacking, but I have to heal you because my freaking fairy isn't doing it. Oh, no, yeah, not doing that. I'm calling my fairy a she. I don't know if it doesn't matter. Ha! It's no match for us. Wait, am I actually doing damage to it with the soul crystal on? take so much damage? We have it, Mercy. We have it. Probably not in this round. I gotta... Yeah. Wait, do you still take damage even with... Oh, you do. Just less, I guess? I guess the Soul Crystal was like making it take less damage, not no damage. I kind of noticed that a little bit earlier in the fight, but whatever. Haha, what a team we make. No foe can stand against Scholar and Marauder. You're not wrong. The Grand Keystone is ours. Surito will no doubt be happy to get his hands on it. And he leaves the cutscene as it fades to black. So fade my cutscene to black. Ice, baby. Boom, 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 boom. Alright. Stop. Collaborate. Listen. Ice is back with a brand new invention. Here's Surito Carito for the turn-in. You are safe. Thank the gods. And the Grand Keystone? Hand over the Grand Keystone, which looks like a rock. Or a boulder. Like a small boulder. A small boulder the size of a large boulder. Cutscene, by the way. As I hand over the Keystone. Well done, you two. With this, I can cast a sealing enchantment over those of my people suffering most. I am full glad to hear it. Soon, the worst afflicted will be at peace once more, safely segregated from the others. But this is only the first step. I will need to learn the cause of the sickness before seeing my people cured. You are not alone in this, Surito Carito. We three shall see an end to this blight. 4, if you include my pixie. Fairy, whatever. Thank you, Alk Zolka. Mercy, I am proud to have you both at my side. Mercy, it is time that you learned a new spell for giving succor. Sam, U, Charlie, Charlie, O-R. I don't know, succor, whatever. To your comrades in arms. Indomitability. Once, it was the sole province of high-ranking scholars. May it serve you well henceforth. 30-second cooldown, so used often. It does cost Ether Flow. Restores own 8... Oh, it's an AoE heal. Restores own HP and the HP of all nearby party members with a 400 potency. So, something I didn't do with Scholar when I first played it is I thought of Ether Flow as a get my mana back kind of thing mostly. I didn't respect the single target heals. I don't think I ever used the AoE heal. But now I have started using Ether Flow basically as soon as combat starts, because you can't use it earlier than that. And then sitting on the 3 usages of it until I need to. And then once I get close to the minute cooldown being up, like being able to use it again, I will use Energy Drain to spam some damage. And in this case, like if I need to use the 3 usages for like single target or AoE heals or a dome to protect from damage, like to take away 10% of all damage for anybody in the dome for however many seconds, I think I can better use it that way, but we'll see. 48,360 experience points, 676 skill, and then indomitability. I was running a leveling roulette, and we got Aurum Veil, which, as you might know, the first pull... We just have a little cutscene where we gain the ability. The first pull of Aurum Veil can be very annoying if tanks don't really know what they're doing, and often they don't. I realized maybe a little bit too late. I could not have used Sacred Soil, which is the 10% damage reduction for 15 seconds, because I didn't. It's a level 49 dungeon, I think. But I could have used. So the problem is, Whispering Dawn is centered, I think, on the fairy, and it doesn't say a radius, but it's not gonna be infinite. I'm pretty sure. In fact, let's test it a little bit here. So let's put. I don't know. I can't tell you distances because I don't have like a marker for that. But let's say actually, my damaging spell is 25 yalms. And this toad, that's 25 yalms. So if I put fairy where toad was, salamander was, if this hits me, it has at least a radius of 25. It doesn't hit me. In fact, it was way short. So I think the radius is 10 yards, 10 yalms, which is not small. It is the same. Well, for instance, my succor radius is 20. So it did extend much closer to Eos than so Eos's Whispering Dawn could have been 10 or 15. I also think Fey Illumination won't hit me from there. But it did. Wait, okay, so increases healing magic potency of all nearby. So it hit me. I'm not close. There's no reason that should have hit me. So I guess the range here is basically infinite. So Whispering Dawn says all nearby, which makes me think 10 or 15. Fey Illumination is increases healing magic potency of all. It says nearby also, but it hit me. That's so weird. Okay. So let's get a little bit closer. Still didn't hit me. I am just barely outside the radius, I think. I think the salamander is probably going to move again before I get a chance, but the range of physic is 30. What do I have that's slightly lower? Art of War is 5. So that's 5 right there. So this has my fairy 5. If I extrapolate, around, well, it's ground targeted, right? So this is her the ground. Yeah, okay, so that's her ground. That's 5. From me, roughly here is 10. I'm just, yeah, I think it's gonna be 10 radius. It's big. Like if I make sure that I put her within 10, like that means that anybody in this large, pretty like 10 yalms is not small in most boss fights. But the fact is, like, I need her to be in a position to hit the tank with it to help bolster our healing on the tank on a big pull. Fey Illumination would also help me and the fairy to heal bigger on the tank for a big pull. In fact, actually using Fey Illumination before Whispering Dawn would probably be the best bet to get the most healing on that big pull. And then Indomitability. Okay, so we're going to have to figure some shit out here. But Repose, just, yeah, These are all 30s. And they're all ether flow, but Fey illumination is not, so. Yeah. Anyway, we'll figure it out. For now, that's the end of this video. Sorry for everything else you endured that you didn't have to, or want to, probably. But am I ever gonna actually use this clear glass? I think it's just for furniture making, right? Oh, and glasses. I will make more glass. I will make one. No, I'll make more glasses and goggles. So I'll keep it. Okay. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.